Hi everyone, welcome back to the latest in my series on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes. I'm of course doing the one from last week, so hopefully you've all had plenty of time to see it. If not, and you're planning to, please don't watch this because I'm going to be talking about everything that happened in the episode. It's called Fzzt according to the viewing guide on Comcast, but I think it ought to actually be called Fzzt because that's what happens in it over and over again. I was impressed by the way they managed to avoid, sort of keep secret what the real problem was here. They kept going on about how someone was attacked by some sort of weird technology, some weapon, that no one ever knew about. Turned out not to be the case at all. Turned out to be remnants of an alien virus preserved in organic material from a Trichari warrior from the Avengers that had remained stuck to a helmet that some firefighters picked up at the scene and took back with them as a souvenir. By the way, Coulson I think called it the Chitari, and Sky called it the Shitari, but I believe it was pronounced the Trichari. The Trichari, right? Those were the aliens that attacked New York under Loki's command in the Avengers. Was pretty impressed by that because for a long time it really made me think, when I first watched the episode, because I've had a chance to see it twice now, I can really take a look and go, man, they're really doing a good job keeping the real problem here under wraps, including, of course, that scene where the guy puts the helmet in the case. It comes right after someone saying, we're looking for a killer, but of course they're not. Let's see here. Yeah, so this was a more sort of one of those episodes where it looks like a particular team member's life is going to be at stake. And the characters of Fitz and Simmons really didn't seem all that different to me. What I got from this episode, of course, is that they have a long history of knowing each other and working together. And Fitz really is unhappy about the fact that Simmons, the female half of this scientific duo, was the one who got him to agree to join up with the S.H.I.E.L.D. team in the first place. When she is the one who ends up being threatened by the alien virus, the electromagnetic static virus. He goes off about how, why couldn't we just stay in our little underground lab and what have you, and I never really thought of them too much as distinct personalities until now. It's nice to have an episode that sort of focuses more on them than it does on Sky, because Sky is usually the focus of each one of these episodes, being as how she is the biggest outsider of the group. Ward is kind of an outsider, but not nearly as much as Sky is. Yeah, she has plenty of stuff to do here. The focus really is on Fitz and Simmons. Does anyone else think that the actress playing Simmons sounds exactly like Keira Knightley? I think her voice sounds just like Keira Knightley. Let's see. I wasn't really all that happy with the fact that they had to take the helmet, the Chari helmet, all the way across the Atlantic to the sandbox, as they call it, somewhere across from the United States. Didn't they have one in the U.S., or at least in Mexico, maybe? Why did they have to be all across the Atlantic? That just was sort of an unnecessary complication there. That, of course, put them in danger once they found out that Simmons was potentially going to self-destruct and blow up the whole plane. Aside from that, it's a pretty good episode. Not one of my favorite episodes, but a good one, and one that's more, a little bit more emotional than usual. It really looks like the even number of characters on this team is really pointing towards the coupling up of everyone on the bus. May with Coulson, Fitz with Simmons. Those two are going to get together eventually, and Sky and Ward. It just seems like, it just seems natural. They'll have like flirtations with other people, guest stars, what have you, but they're always moving around from place to place. Anybody they encounter is only going to be around for one episode, so they're probably going to end up all hooking up with each other. That just sort of how it goes. Unless, of course, one of them gets killed suddenly, which could have happened in this episode and will probably happen before the season is done. I'm thinking about Quinn from the first season of Angel. He died before there was even, his character died before the season was even halfway done, as I recall. There were only 3 main characters at that time when the show started. Angel and Cordelia and Quinn was the one to buy it. So I gotta say that one of these people is probably gonna buy it. It won't be Coulson. Maybe Ward. Maybe Ward will be the one to buy it. I don't know. It probably won't be either one of the scientists, unless, of course, Joss Whedon just delights in killing off the nicest people, you know, the most adorable, sort of least combat-ready people. I don't know. It's definitely not going to be Skye. It's not going to be either Coulson or Skye, one of the two, unless, of course, they want to answer the question about what happened with Coulson and then kill him off permanently. That's always possible. And then Ming-na Wen will be the leader of the group. I don't know. We'll see about that. I really like there's some obvious blue screen shots of Ward and Simmons falling through the air in the last part of the episode. But the shot of him diving out of the plane and then strapping the backpack on as he falls, that was pretty good. It looked pretty good. It was a nice effect shot. Let's see, there's this whole business about the molecular density of each one of these victims being, or the molecular density and polarity being changed, and that's why they're floating in midair. I just found that really, really hard to buy. To me, it was just something cool looking to do with the bodies after they've been found. It wasn't enough for, you know, all the electricals around them to go haywire and for a chunk of their brain to shoot out of their head. No, it had to be them floating off the ground as well. But it's cool looking, but really not. I found it really hard to buy into. Couple of the lines that I really liked when Fitz, against her wishes, against Simmons' wishes, joins her in the lab to help her with the anti-serum. He says to her, "Do your best to keep your hands off me," which has a nice double meaning right there. When they approach the barn, Coulson and Ward and May are standing outside. It's like, okay, so how do we get this door open if it's locked right here? Do we shoot it open? Do we ram it with the truck? And then May kicks the door open, and Coulson kind of goes, and then they go inside. And also, there's the, let's see, I forget what Skye is talking about, but she compares Captain America to the dude, Jeff Bridges' character, Jeffrey Lebowski in The Big Lebowski. And that wasn't your only, of course, reference to the Avengers in the previous movies. Obviously, this whole plot is based around what happened in the Avengers with the firefighters, the volunteer firefighters that died from the infection, showing up to help out with the cleanup after the attack on New York in the Avengers. Yeah, so another episode tomorrow. Those are just all my thoughts on it. Again, not my favorite episode so far, but you know, nice to have a little bit more of the side characters take center stage. I always like those, you know, when they take an episode just to focus on some of the supporting people. Good. So, yeah, hopefully people are seeing this and are enjoying it. I don't know if it's, you know, since I'm not doing the Google Plus switchover, hopefully people are getting the chance to see it. And it's showing up in your subscription inbox. Really hope that's the case. And if you want to comment, don't bother commenting on the YouTube video. I have a new Facebook page for my channel where I'll have all my videos on there as well. As you know, and not all of them, not a lot. I have over 500 videos, so I'm not going to put them all up there. But the one, this one, of course, will be on that page as well. And you can, of course, comment as you would any other Facebook post. So, thanks very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.